How's it going, guys? James here from Butler Farms. I'm out here at the blueberry bushes today, and been quite a morning so far. We've you know, in one of my other videos we were talking about how much we needed rain, and we've been getting it off and on. Showers coming through, which has kicked the garden into overdrive. My peas really weren't doing that much because of how long it had been so dry and hot, but now they are booming and got blooms all over them. So it's been a busy morning trying to get the grass cut and everything else in between these rain showers, but it is humid and hot out here. So I'm out here getting ready to pick some blueberries. You can see here that they're starting to come in at a high rate. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now for the lighting out here. The sun keeps going in and out behind these little thunderhead clouds, and go ahead and apologize for the road noise too. You know, where I live, there's a lake at the end of the road, and being hot out here, there's going to be a lot of traffic here on the weekend. But I did want to just come to you real quick and just talk about something that we hear a lot on homesteading channels, prepping type channels, those kind of things, and those are forever foods. And just want to give my little take on it real quick. You know, a lot of times when they're talking about forever foods, they're talking about things that you can put in your pantry that have been preserved in such a way that they will last for a long time, and they don't have to be replaced, and all those kind of things, and I have those too, and you know, those are very valuable. One thing I want to touch on today are some forever foods that I have out here in the yard. Now, I brought you out here many times, and you've seen my young apple trees and pear trees up through there, and no, they're not producing yet. But what I am doing is I am preparing for the future, because in the future I know that, especially if prices keep going up and things keep going like they are, that those will be a valuable food source for me. Now, will they provide all the food that my family will need? No. And we're aware of that, and we are putting other things in place to kind of help with that. Now, the peas that I was picking this morning, obviously those are annuals. We have to plant those every year, and you know, the way that we preserve them, which I'll have a video on that later as we get them shelled and get them ready to put up. That is a source for us of plant protein. Pink eye purple hull peas are kind of a staple in the South, and they grow well here, but we do know that those are things that we have to replant every single year. What I'm trying to do with this property is every year I'm adding a little bit more and more to things that I don't have to mess with. Now, I will come through this winter and I will prune those fruit trees. I'll prune the fruit trees up around the strawberry plants where I've shown you before. I'll come through and prune my blackberries and my blueberries real heavy so that they'll produce, and they'll just keep on coming. Now, these, as I've shown you before, the ones I'm standing beside right here, these are those box store blueberries that I've shown you before. They are completely done. Probably got about a quart off of both of them put together. So again, they're really not worth the space that they take up in the organic fertilizer that I put on them. But these, as I've shown you before, these come off of little shoots of my daddy's blueberry bushes. We have absolutely zero idea what you know, what particular type of blueberries they are. We do know that they're rabbit eye blueberries, but we have zero clue as to what specific cultivar they are, and that's okay. We don't have to know. We know that they work well here. So if you've got somebody, if you've got a place where you can put them, and you've got somebody that's got blueberry bushes that just boom every single year, ask them not to cut so close to the blueberry bushes this year, and let those little shoots come up, and then this winter go get those shoots and plant them on your property. If you live in the same area, chances are that they're going to do just as well for you. And you know that I have continued to put some in all the way down to the end. I guess here in just this one little spot there's probably 15 or 18, and the plan is to continue going all around the drainage ditch there, I mean, that's land that I cannot use, and other than bushes and things like that. On this side, as I've shown you before, we've got the blackberries, and my neighbor gave me some raspberries that are supposed to do well here in the south. And you can see my trellis that I'm going to keep going down that side of the drainage ditch. So finding a place to put them, finding the right cultivars, these are what I think of when I think of Forever Foods. Now, we're not going to quit planting annuals. We like our peas, we like our tomatoes, we, you know, our squash. We do those every year, and we're going to continue to do them. But every year I'm adding a few more fruit trees, a few more berry trees. I haven't gotten into planting nut trees yet. As you can see behind me, those are pecan trees that were that my wife's great-grandfather planted. Well, they're at the end of their life cycle. We could spend a lot of money and get them back in production. It's just not worth what it would cost us to do it. They do produce pecans every year, but those pecans are always diseased. They're always eaten up by insects, and we know what we need to do to them. We've had the extension service out here to look at them, but the price that it would cost us and the amount of chemicals that we would have to dump on them, I'm just not willing to go there. I don't want the chemicals up here, especially this close to my other plants and vegetables, and the cost is very prohibitive. So when you're talking about Forever Foods, when you're talking about prepping, think about things like this. Yes, it's important to put things on the shelf, that canned things and dried things and freeze-dried things that can stay there for years and years and years, and we do that. But also, if you have room, if you have a place to do it, find you a place to put some other types of Forever Foods, because what we do know is that if we ever have to get into our pantries and into our Forever Food stashes, what we do know is that's going to get old very quickly. So having something fresh, at least for part of the year. I mean, the blueberries, it's a warm weather crop. Obviously this fall and this winter there won't be anything to eat on them, but for the time that they're out here, you know, we're going to use them fresh, and of course we're going to put some of these up, but you know, we're going to use it best we can, and you should be doing the same thing too. So find a spot. You know, I've told y'all before to go up and check out Billy at Permapastures Farm, and one thing that I hear him say is passive food production. I don't want to say it's a set it and forget it. It's not. You're going to have to work, you're going to have to prune, you're going to have to fertilize, and you're going to have to put some thought into where things will work, because what you don't want to do is put a bunch of fruit trees in and then realize later on that you have put them too close together, you have blocked access to other things, you have taken up space that would be better suited for something else. So all that needs to be taken into consideration. But once they get started and get rolling, and I come out here and spend a couple hours in the winter pruning these things, I fertilize them 2 or 3 times with organic fertilizer, starting in the early spring, and about once a month there, after that, for about 3 different rounds. And I pack pine straw that I get out of the woods around them. That's pretty much all I do, except stand out here in the yard and eat them, and then pick them and go put them up. So just some food for thought there. Start thinking about some of these perennials, some of these fruit trees and nut trees and berries and shrubs and things like that that will continue to come back every single year, and that you can, you know, here in the South, you know, except for that real hard freeze that we had last year, that is, you know, once in a couple of decades situation where it gets that cold for that long here in the Deep South. You know, that was just a freakish weather thing that we probably won't see again for a long time. So I can count on these blueberries to come back over and over again and continue to produce fresh fruit for us. And as we know, these are wonderful for you as far as the health qualities of them. But again, I also know what's been put on them. I know what's put on them in those grocery stores in those little plastic packs, and I don't want that. But my pears, my apples, my blueberries, my strawberries, everything that I'm growing here, I know exactly what was put on it, and that's nothing except some organic fertilizer around the roots about 2 or 3 times a year. But anyway, just some food for thought about passive food and about forever food that you can use on your little piece of land. So I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe and share. Maybe continue to tell your friends about our channel. God bless you. I'll see you next time. This is James from Butler Farms.